Live. I'm Jo of Design with Jo, and this is the place for bite-sized ideas for your crafting toolkit. So I don't go into doing an entire project, but I show you lots of different designs at the end that you can then make your own. So thank you for coming and watching. I'm always excited to see where people are watching from. And so please put a comment into the comment section, and just know that you need to be signed in to your, whoop, and I better just turn that down. What was I saying? You have to be signed into your YouTube account to actually be able to put a comment there. So I'd love to see your comments, and I'll try and remember to take a peek. This is a short, so we're going 10, 15 minutes max. So I'm going to get right to it. Tell you first of all what we're doing today. So today we are doing diagonal fold cards made easy. So this is a tri-fold card that may have been a challenge for you before, but I'm going to break it down, show you the entire process step by step, and tell you how to cut those cards so that it's not going to be hard, okay? So good afternoon from Winnipeg, Christine. Glad that you are here, and I'm going to turn you down and I'm going to get started. Bye-bye. Not bye-bye. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I think that that's okay. Let me get into the right spot here. Maybe I'll just come in just a tiny bit there. Okay, so what you're going to need, I'm working with today, I'm going to be making a Valentine's card, and I'm going to be using this pattern paper and the two-tone cardstock from Stampin' Up. So this paper here is called Made with Love. Now you don't have to use Valentine's. I'm going to show you at the end how you can have a bunch of different ideas just by changing up your pattern paper. But what I'm doing is a Valentine's card. This one has great colors. I'm going to show you an example at the end using different patterns from what I'm going to do right now. And I found you need a piece of 12 by 12 for this card, but I found that the two-tone cardstock works great. And this is the love story, and it's a sampler pack, I guess you can say. So there's a few different colors in here. There's Flirty Flamingo, there's Bubble Bath, there's Poppy Parade, Strawberry Slush. So it gives you a little bit of a few different ones, which is a great way if you haven't dipped your toe into the two-tone cardstock yet. So what you're going to need your paper trimmer, definitely. Okay, now you need a paper trimmer that has quite a lengthy area here, and this one has more than 12 inches. Hello, Marilyn. Hello, Maggie. Glad you ladies are here and watching, and everybody else who's watching, feel free to put in a comment. So what you need is a piece, and I'm going to have on my blog tomorrow the measurements that you need for this card, but this piece here is 5.5 by 12. And you can see the two-tone is lighter on one side than it is and on the other. And I have the Flirty Flamingo here. So what you want to do first of all is you want to cut your paper into the sizes that it needs to be. And I'll give you the pattern paper sizes in just a moment. But we are going to take this one first. Before I do that, I want to score it. So we need to score it in two places. We're just going to score it. Make sure you have your scoring tool, your scoring blade. You're going to score it at 4 inches. And you don't have to really get out all your Popeye strength for this, because if you're using a lighter cardstock, you might go right through it or you might tear it. So you don't want to do that. So what we want to do now is you're going to turn it so that the short end is at the top. And you're going to need a pencil. Okay, a pencil. I would suggest not a pen. Okay, use a pencil. And you're going to mark this at 3 inches down. Okay, so we're going to say that this is our top. The right hand side is our top, and we are going to go 3 inches down from the top. So I need to go somewhere about here. So if I want to do that, I need to be, right now, this is 5.5. So if I go 3 inches down, I'm going to 2.5. Okay, so 2.5. That gives me 3 inches on this side, gives me 2.5 on here. So 3 inches from the top. Don't cut it, don't score it. Just give yourself a little tick mark. Okay, now the little tick mark you can really see well, but this is probably the most crucial part of doing this card. Now we need to cut it. You need to measure it. So measure twice, cut once. So just make sure that you really are 3 inches down. So I'm going to take a ruler. Let's just make sure I cut it properly the first time. And I'm going to be 3 inches down. So I'm at 2.5. So if I go this way and just measure, am I at 3? I'm exactly 3. Exactly, that's where I want to be. Okay, so now what you need to do is put that pencil mark where the channel is. So here's our channel, all the way along there. That pencil mark needs to go into the channel, and then the bottom right. So let me pull this up just a tiny bit. I won't be able to be completely in the screen, I don't think. I'm going to try though. I'm just going to watch here a little bit. So I'm going to put that in the channel, but this bottom point down here, am I in? Let's see if I am in the right spot here. This point here needs to also be in the channel. Okay, so both the pencil mark in the channel at the top, and you're going to need to go over top a little bit. And that point also needs to be in the channel right at the bottom. So do that and just double check that that's what's occurring. This is a really crucial point. This is the tip you need to remember. And I found this out by doing this for a class. So I know why it needs to be that way. So you're going to need your trimmer, so don't put it away too far. This you can use for different parts of decorating. I'm not going to do that right now. Now before, our inclination is to fold this. Don't fold it yet, because what we need to do is pull out the pattern paper that you have, and we are going to put it into 3 different sizes. Now I've taken the sizes here and I've written them on. They're actually quite easy to remember. They are 3 3/4 wide because this is 4, so we need a little bit of a border, but they are 3 1/8, 4 1/8, and 5 1/8. Easy, right? Just add that 8, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so here's my paper that I have chosen. So this is going to go here. I can fold it now, so fold it back. This is going to go here and fold it into the Z, and this is going to go here. Okay, so now let's pull those out for just a minute. Let me firm those up with my bone folder. Here it is. Now, just a note as well, if you press too hard with your paper trimmer on the two-tone paper, you will get a little bit of an edge. Okay, so I've got a tiny little bit of edge. All you have to do is just fold that down or go along it. Okay, but again, this one, next biggest one here, smallest one here. Okay, that's what we're going to end up with. So what we want to do, big one first. Now, you don't need to measure. In fact, I'm going to tell you not to measure on this one. So we know that we need to have a little bit of border all the way top, bottom, sides. Okay, so I'm going to place this sort of in the middle. And then I'm going to place it so that I have about the same distance on the bottom as I do on both sides. Get it in there nice and straight. Give yourself a tiny little tick mark again. So it's going to be up here, and I do have about the same space. It's about 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to go down 1/8 of an inch so that I'm going to have 1/8 of an inch here. So I'm hoping that that makes sense. That's going to, when I cut this, it's going to give me the same border. We're going to do the same thing on this one, except we're of course going to have to measure on the opposite side. So again, you're looking for the same distance, top, bottom, and sides. And I'm going down 1/8 of an inch from the edge of the card, the top edge, and making a little tick mark. And then I'm going to do my last one, same thing, all the way around. Just place that, and I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go back to that left-hand side. So it's left, right, left, where you're going to make your tick mark. And you're going to take your tick marks out afterwards, because I don't know if you can see it, but there's still one here. Let me just grab my eraser and get that out of there. Okay, so let's cut those. I'm going to start with my big one. Pull my trimmer back in. Now here, your pencil mark is going to go in that channel again, and the closest diagonal point So think about it that way. So the closest diagonal point there is here. So diagonal point. Okay, so again, this is going to go in my channel, and so is that point. So again, double check, give it a good look, a double check, a good look, and then cut. And feel confident that you're going to be cutting it straight. Same thing here. I've got my point over here. So or my pencil mark here. So there's my pencil mark. Closest diagonal is this way. So I'm going to put that in the channel, pencil mark in the channel, check and make sure they're both in the channel, not going to move. I usually do hold on to it and don't let it go with my left hand. So there's two. Keep these little pieces too. They might come in handy. And then here's our third one. Pencil mark is here, pencil mark in the channel, closest diagonal over on this side here. Okay, so don't try and measure these because, to be honest with you, you're probably not going to be happy. So here we have our pieces. Now, if you wanted to do that for an inside piece as well, you can do the same thing. But what we're going to do now is just glue those in. In fact, we don't even need to glue. I'm just going to place them. I'm going to erase that little pencil mark. And well, yeah, I will glue them. Let's put in some glue. And then I'm going to show you the others. You know, I had a really tough time deciding on my pattern pieces. So you might wonder, how do I decide? I picked the ones, first of all, that have the best color match. So the best color match. So you can see that this one here is Fleur de Flamingo. This one doesn't want to go over. There we go. Fleur de Flamingo on Fleur de Flamingo. We do the next one here, because I do want to show you how to layer these up too. I didn't want to put red on top of here. I just thought it was a little too bold, too much red. So when I do this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it down, but I am going to look at this line here, and I'm going to line that up. It's important that you line that up, because then it's going to have just a line, continuous line, I'm trying to say, that's going to look great. And what I do is I really do mix and match. Oops, oh yeah, that's the one I want. Or do I want that one? No, I think I only cut this one way so I can only do it. See, if I change my mind halfway, not going to work because I have already cut it to be that way. So sort of, play with a couple different patterns and see which one you like best. Now here too, you want to line up this line right here and then glue that down. And you're going to get nice straight lines here, here, and here, okay? It's the way that you're going to have perfect diagonal fold cards. Now just know this is 4 inches this way. It'll fit in a regular card. So how about I show you what these look like once you decorate them all. So here's this one. So you can tell different looking card because I used different colors, strawberry slush, and I used different paper, and then I decorated them with some of the Endless Love dies. So these dies here, okay, and small, big one, has a nice little hole there that you can stick a bow on. And then the words come from the reason to celebrate. So love you, and then there is a Valentine's Day, which I didn't use. Things to think about inside. There's where I took a piece of white and I added some of the designer paper along the side. And then here, same one, but I cut off the piece that has the hole in it. You do need to make sure that this piece on here is going to fit underneath so that it doesn't pop up above, unless that's going to be part of your design. So how about if you didn't want to do a Valentine's? So this guy here is for the guys. So this is using, what paper was this now? Oh, and I've forgotten the name of it. It's been around. It is currently still around. Who knows the name of it and can pop it into the comments for me because I've just forgotten what it is. And so here you can see where I've taken the piece and put it on the inside and just took 3 of the different papers from here to make it coordinated. So I love that card. And then I have 2 designs here. You can tell me which one of these you like best. So this one here is with the painterly pears. And then this one here is same card, but it has different paper. So you can tell me if you like the more subdued conservative paper here, or if you like the more fancy paper there. So there's all of our cards. Okay, so give us a shout out in the comments which one you actually love the best. And be sure to check out the blog, because all the directions, all the measurements rather, will be in the blog, and that will post on January 15th. Thanks very much for watching me. And be sure to sign up as well for my Ink Paper Play Live so that you'll get notification when I do go live every Wednesday at 12 noon. Thanks very much. Have a great paper crafting day.